G'day everyone, welcome along, welcome to Steelhorse Station. Hope you are having a good, hope you had a good weekend. I did, and have got off to a good start to the week. Now, I'm a little bit small in this picture there. I'm not quite sure why OBS decided to throw away my camera, but it did, and I can't for the life of me figure out how to zoom. Mate. G'day, Mustard Seed. How are you, sir? So this is probably a slightly more convenient time slot for you, perhaps. Just before you head off to work, maybe. Now, let's head across to the game. I'm not going to mess with OBS. I don't know why it's got a mini-me. But let's go over here and head in. Some sound would be good, and then I'd be able to know what was going on. Right, that's a bit better. So, we have rolled into September. Let's see. I hope you're well, Mustard Seed. Thanks for joining. Now I finished cutting the lawns. G'day, John. How are you, sir? Hope I haven't interrupted your morning routine too much. Now I finished cutting the lawn. Actually, while we're here, you'll notice we uncharacteristically still have $85,000 and we've started a new month. So we'll check up on the state of play with our bank loans in just a sec. I doubt that we've made much inroad into them, but we will have a look. Oh no, that's not good. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Broken bones are never pleasant. Not that I've broken many, but when I did break one, I did it fairly comprehensively. Okay. So it's a problem, but not as big a problem as if it was your dominant hand. Right, there's this. I'm pretty sure I can't actually fit this in the reasons best known to the manufacturer of the mod. They made the doorway on the workshop lower than the doorways to the rest of the shed. So never mind. Is that far enough in to be able to? No, it's not. How much further do I need to go? Okay. I wasn't sure what activities. I forgot to mention it last week that we were. And there's a big service. Oh, we've just done a service, so we don't have to do one for a while. Thank goodness for that. That was where some of our funding went the other day. So the good news is that's all done. So let's pop this in this shed here. Pop him over in the corner there. I reckon that'll do. I don't feel the need to cram everything in too tight. Now, one of the things while I remember, so if you weren't aware, Mark Haythornwaite's time-saving stock check has had an update. And on the surface of it, you might not immediately pick what it does, but the neat feature he has added is the ability to, hopefully, there we go, do that. So most of these columns now allow you to do a sort either top or bottom, so you can immediately get your higher value items to the top of the list, or you can put them in alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order. You can do it on their max value, and you can sort by month. So I think you'll all agree, a very useful modification. But if we do on value, one of the things you'll see is, because I was talking about the fact that we needed $500,000 to buy the cornfield that we want before the corn is ready to harvest. And you'll notice here that we've got 600, almost 700,000 litres of silage, which at its best price is worth somewhere between 200 and 233. So we need kind of double that amount. Well, the good news is we've got another 600,000 in grass that's all packaged up, that's becoming silage. And there was some chaff down here. There it is. Another 400,000 of chaff. So we're going to go pretty close to the volume that we need. And the price, if I look at the graph for silage, is coming up nicely. The best price is at the BGA, but that won't take more than about 100,000 litres before it's full. So that puts us in a pretty good spot before we even think about what else we can do. So now we just need to keep an eye on the fact the fields that we want is this one here, 57, I think, which is now ready for harvest. So of course the problem that's going to arise is if it gets harvested before we can purchase it. You'll see one of our sunflower fields is good to go, 174. And part of our corn is ready to go. And we'll wait for the rest of it. We planted it over a month end, and that's why it's showing like that. So let's see here. We'll also have some produce to sell, no doubt, down at the store. We've been making cheese and things again, so I'm not sure how long it'll be. Where are these bales? I've only just done these bales, so they're at 28%. The cows are in pretty good shape. They will need some more feeding this month. Is there water to put in there? No. Let's fill you up. Jump around now. Oh, there's a truck that we need to send. Before we do anything, we can send you. We can duck through this field, which this is where we were doing the contract last time. But what I can get him to do is go and grab a load of silage. Where's that exit to the field onto the roads? Just up the top here, I think. So mustard seed, has your broken wrist got in the way of work as well? Or are you still able to function and work? Nice bright morning. And we will have a look at contracts in the morning in a minute and see what's available on the contract front, because that'll be a good way to reduce the amount of silage we have to sell while the price is still a little under its maximum. The other thing is I've also fixed Fisher's bale sales so that it now takes silage bales. So that'll be good when we've got a trailer load of them. Aha. Actually, you might be a better... You've got a bigger capacity for silage, so maybe, seeing as that truck's down here, maybe that would be a better decision. It's just... I don't know why he ended up down here after his last empty, but that's what happens. Ah. Oh, well, you must have done it good and proper then. Was it a genuine accident, or were you doing something silly? Yeah, how much is this going to take? Okay, I think this is a good choice. 45,000 litres. Excellent. So we loose silage. Where did we decide the best place for loose silage? Well, the best overall price is at the BGA. How big's the difference? Yeah, we'll send a truckload up to the BGA. You hit it. That doesn't sound good. Now, let's see here. Let's deliver you up to sell points. Shut you down, shut you down. BGA. Actually, I wonder if we'll find out. I think I can drop you at the bale drop. If not, we'll head round to Fisher's and be done with it. But it'd be nice to get that extra bit of cash. Now, let's have a look at the contract situation. G'day, Mark. How are you, sir? Welcome along. Now, no game sound? Oh, hang on a tick. You should have game sound, so why? OBS is really being annoying. How's that? Is that better? I got louder. Oh, ouch. I agree with you, John. Oh, that's video. Oh, hang on a tick. Hang on a tick. Hang on a tick. That's not game sound. Let's try. Why has the game sound disappeared? Game capture. This was working fine. What is it doing? Video capture, application audio capture. What are you doing? Let's try that one. It looks better. Yeah, I know I got loud because I switched on the wrong thing. That should be better now. I apologize. I have no idea why that did that. A bit like why I don't understand why all of a sudden after a year of not touching it, I'm now mini-me embedded in the screen. But there you go. Now, where was I heading to? While you were worried about your headphones, Mark, we went through the update to stock check. Did I miss anything other than the ability to sort these? And you can see I've got the sort list on. Was there any other aspect that I needed to mention? If so, now would be a good time. Okay. I don't know how I would have shown that other than the fact that it's not doing it anymore. Show locations. So it's just got the ones that I've got stuff in at the minute. That's kind of interesting. Oh, right. Yes, that's at the cowshed. Very good. Okay, let's have a look at contracts and see what's available. We don't want to be doing a baling contract. Oh, there's a big cultivating contract. $5.5 grand if we use our own kit. On field 55, that's where we just did the contract. So that's right next to our farm. I reckon we're going to accept that. And that might be an excuse to buy a larger cultivator. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Fertilizing. I might come back and look at those. We'll have enough of our own harvesting to do potatoes. No, thank you. So it's all of the root vegetable that we don't want to be doing really at the moment. And we've probably done enough wheat. If we, that reminds me, if we jump across, you'll see in our pig food storage, we've picked up plenty of wheat and canola to keep the pig food manufacturer coming along. And of course, once we start to harvest our corn, we'll top out the corn supply. So what that means over here is that the pigs are in good shape on the feed front. And the price is coming up nicely. So a couple more months and we'll be ready to start selling some pigs. And none of our pens are full since we balanced them out. So there's all space for breeding there. So the pigs are going well. Let's head over here and decide. I saw that before. I was quite tempted to pick that up while it's cheap. But then again, we don't really need any more seeding capacity. So it's kind of a, what's that? That's a cultivator that's, yeah, it's not quite big enough to make it worthwhile. Although we could, what's the horse food? We could then use the smaller tractors to do, then just put a pair of smaller tractors on it. Oh, why is it more expensive? I don't want the seedle unit. Oh, I see. So as you add bits, as pictured, it was, that's kind of interesting. So it's showing it there at 16,000, but if I, that's really bizarre. That's enough to put me off. Okay. So what I think we might do is pick a tractor. There he is. Cultivator's over there. Little tractor's too small for it. Let's grab the favourite. He's all fueled up. It's got a weight on the front. So I think what are you? Am I not lined up properly? Is that what the problem is? That's better. Let's try and make it so we can fit through the gates correctly. Oh, there's still grass to be picked up there I'd forgotten about. That's annoying. I covered the silo before I put the last field in. Forgot all about it. No, well. That will have to do. we can do is get this started, and then we might have a look at maintenance on that. The Lexian. And get switched over. I can't remember if our... Well, we might need to get a different header as well for the sunflowers. I can't remember if our corn header will do sunflowers or not. We certainly haven't done them before. We'll get this guy started here. Kill that. Now, 5 meters. Do 5 headlands. Start in the center. 2 sharp corners, because that's how I'd want my field done. This will take a while. There we go. I'll let him chuff off. We'll take the tender back. And we might just put this in John's yard for the minute. Up the top. Yeah, that sounds particularly painful, mustard seed, I must say. Corn's looking good there. I can imagine injuries are not good. And as you get older, they happen more frequently. Right, what have we got here? Got stuff parked everywhere. What's the harvester need? Well, the harvester's not in too bad a shape, because we did that last time. Let's just give him the once over. Oh, he still needs 2 grand's worth of work, but let's do that while you're there. Okay. back you out that way. Yes, my recollection was significant pain followed by significant frustration. Let's have a look at our corn header, because I just can't remember. Well, it will do sunflowers. That's what we needed. Perfect. And that makes it a bit easier to move around. So can we get in here without hitting our head on the roof? Can't judge the lineup. Yes, my second broken bone involved my first broken bone, I should say. My only broken bone ultimately included an ambulance ride, which was my second ambulance ride. So that certainly wasn't planned in the morning of that day. Excuse me for a second. So I was doing a little renovation project here at home, nothing particularly, significant or outstanding about the task I was attempting. I was in an awkward spot. I was putting a cupboard door into a little roof space that I'd sealed and created above the top of the stairs that I considered to be ideal for little location for suitcases and things like. And I set my ladder up at the top of the stairs. It was just far enough off the landing that I needed a ladder. Yeah, I don't have a frequent flyer card, John, but I know how you feel. I was just far enough off the landing that I couldn't reach the workspace, so I was about 2 or 3 rungs up the ladder that I'd set up. It was all nice and steady. There's no sense of movement. I'd been up and down it, 4 or 5 times at least, to get different tools, and it was working on the space, and I was just standing there, and I was trying to fit a sill for this cupboard door that I was going to put on. And one minute I'm standing there looking at the covered space, and the next minute, well, literally the next thing I knew that was happening was when I landed, and I got it's a set of wooden stairs, and I got the top step right across the 2 shoulder blades. What are you doing? So, and basically what had happened, I figured out afterwards, is of its own free will, the ladder had decided to fold. I must have made a mistake or a mechanism failed. I really, to this day, don't know. Oh, would you stop doing that? Really don't know exactly what happened. And anyway, the effect of it was that my feet sort of, as it folded up, it went down the stairwell and my feet followed it, which sort of caused me to rotate and land on my back on the top step, which I wouldn't recommend as a party trick. The reality, I guess, is that I was pretty lucky. I didn't hit my head, I didn't lose consciousness, and I only broke one bone. And when I say broke, I think the word the doctor used was shattered. So the entire weight of my fall was on my left shoulder blade, which broke into many pieces. Lucky it wasn't far more serious, but it slowed me down for quite a while. Yeah, neither had I up until that point, John. This was a couple of years ago now. But I'm not planning on breaking anymore. It was also slightly complicated by the fact that it was in the first year of COVID, so it just made it a bit more challenging. But the ambulance folks were terrific. This field shouldn't take us very long. Looks like our cultivator's actually making reasonable progress. 7%. Wandering through that field fairly swiftly as well, so that's good. And the truck that I sent up to the BGA either can't tip there or it's got stuck along the way, so we'll go and investigate where that is shortly. The other field of sunflowers will come up pretty well. What's the yield like here? Oh, the yield's much better. Good, good. Welcome along if you've just joined. As you can see, we are harvesting our first little field of sunflowers. And comparing injuries because Mustard Seed did battle with a log splitter and came off second best. Jack Sarge, welcome along. And apologies for not explicitly mentioning that Tasmania has also gotten to daylight savings. Well, Mark, I'm sorry about that. That's exactly right. We'll get another hour earlier at the end of the month, so that'll just make it worse for you, I would expect. I'm sure there are many occasions where that's a good thing, Jack Sarge. I wouldn't get too I don't intend to think too hard about the period from when FS25 comes out till Christmas until I actually have played my first session on FS25, because only then will I really have a sense of how I'm going to tackle it. If it's stable enough to stream and people are interested, then we'll have at least one stream a week is my plan. Plan's probably too strong a word. Idea. I would like to do a few more how-to videos, and that involves actually figuring out stuff for the content, so just have to see how that all of that goes, and I'm just going to be flexible, because that's only 5 weeks away, and with we got seasons changing here, there's plenty on. It will pass soon enough. Jack Sarge, do you happen to know when Farthest Frontier, have they announced any sort of schedule when they will go to the game launch, the official game launch? I did manage to get that town I was building on the stream the other week up to 200 people, 200 residents. Yeah, I couldn't see anything. I had a bit of a scratch around there. Didn't get super enthused about it. I figured it'll happen when it happens. This is coming along nicely. Oh, we're actually going to fill up harvester here, which will mean I'll have to go and get a trailer. I have not looked at mods at all. I've just been trying to figure out how some of the buildings work. I'm convinced there's a couple of them that I'm not using ideally, and I can't for the life of me figure out how the covered wagon that you get given at the start. It strikes me that should be more useful, but I can't seem to use it as efficiently as I would like. I would like to be able to fill it up with logs, for instance, and then take it to the buildings that are using logs and have them draw from it, but it doesn't seem to work quite like that. I may well be doing something wrong. Come on, get over there. 86, which should just about make it back to the other end, I think. That's one of the things that I'm a bit intrigued about, given this is my first upgrade or farm sim, going from I'll give that some thought, Jack Sarge. The what I was so with FS25, obviously when it first comes out we'll have a bit of a lag until we see mods, and I'll be quite intrigued to see how I find going to a base game version again, particularly given that we don't know really much at all about what they've done to the farming process from stuff that's been announced so far. You know, so have they incorporated any of the concepts? Whoops. I'm not necessarily keen on the vanilla maps as a long-term thing, but I'm expecting Thank you very much, Mark. I'm expecting to find that the American map and possibly the Asian map will be fun to play for at least a little while we get on top of the new features. You know, I played a bunch of hours just starting out on now what am I looking for? I'm looking for a trailer, which we will find down the bottom here, I'm guessing. I played a bunch of hours on Erlengratt and had quite an interesting farm going on there. Didn't really get into Hot Ballarong or I played my first map I started on was oh, what's the American map called? Damn it. Let's take oh goodness, what a senior moment. I had that thought as well, Mark, is to potentially update some of the mods that I particularly like, as if for nothing else than just to understand how the what's involved. Elm Creek, that was what I was trying to think of. So I started like literally opened the game and picked Elm Creek to go with, and didn't played on it a little bit, but didn't kind of really get into it, and then played on Erlengratt and just liked the feel of that. And by the time I'd gotten far enough, or to the point where I was interested in other things, I was watching Virtual Farmer on No Man's Land, and then Old Stream Farm came out, and I took one look at Old Stream Farm and thought, this is so much better than the maps I was using, and promptly put several hundred hours into and was hooked on maps from then on. So I certainly understand your comment, Jack Sarge, about Giants vanilla maps, although I think it's very much in the it depends category, because I played lots of hours on Silver Run and enjoyed that one. Oh yes, I went from Old Stream Farm, where I sort of learnt to use everything, and then I went to let's go up and do the other, find out tractor with the silage and find out what he's done. He should be up here, but it's not looking like he made it. So what are you doing? That's not you. Go around that. Oh no, you did make it up there. But does that mean you can't dump into here? That would be my guess. Or the triggers. Oh no, the triggers just a bit further forward for this setup. Good to know. There we go. There's some cash running. Ah, yeah, I went from Old Stream Farm to oh, what was it called? Gosh, I'm not doing well with the names tonight. You need some maintenance on this and some fuel, so we might send you back to Ringo's yard. It wasn't Maypole, it oh, Adelshoven it was, and that came out, and I had a big thing going on Adelshoven. So you want to go to which way are you going to go? That way. And it was towards the end of my time on Adelshoven. That's not going to unload in there, is it? It was the end of my time on Adelshoven that I decided that maybe I'd give this the idea of starting my own channel a bit of a go. Let's put you up there. Let's go and get that other truck. But since then, many maps. And almost 5,000 hours later, much gameplay. When you look at it for, what have I spent? Less than 200 Aussie on the actual software. Look, there's a collision just there. It's pretty good entertainment value, I guess. Or maybe it's a little over 200 Aussie. 2 seasons passes, wasn't there? No, maybe not. Somewhere in that order. You're still not empty, are you? Right. Let's pop you in here. It's as good a spot as any to unload some wheat. It'll eventually become pig food. Lots of good maps. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes to see maps that, oh, I didn't have much left in there at all, that really take advantage of the features that'll come in the new game. I'm expecting that'll be a few months at least. Right, so you're done. We're going to probably want you for the corn harvest. So why don't we send you... Whoops. To... Drive to 140... 146. It's our field. 147. 147, he says. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's an easier way. Let's drive up this road. You don't reckon it'll be long, John? I reckon it might. It'll be a function of two things. How much change is introduced into the way maps are built, and how stable is the base product. And those two things will be the determinant on how long it takes to get stuff done. And getting mods out has a further complexity, which is it depends a lot on the quality of the mods submitted and the extent to which crappy mods clog up the process. Which can also be compounded by performance challenges with the game and or all sorts of things. So it'll be interesting times. I would imagine people like Omatana and 82 Studios will be fairly quick out of the gate. They may even have had some insight, or may get some insight prior to release. You never know. We don't need to do anything down here because our sugar beet's still got a way to go. So let's go back. Finish our sunflower harvest. Looks a bit better. Try not driving over my crop this time. Welcome along if you've just joined. I notice there's a few folks in tonight. Great to see you. We are powering through the work. Mainly on our own fields. We do have one contract, some cultivating going on. We got one more bit down the back there. That was a fairly handy yield, I think. Or just a little pocket handkerchief field. Quite a bit smaller than the contract ones we've been doing. That's all right. The one next door is quite a lot bigger, and then of course we've got our cornfields to do, so they will be probably next month. We might see if we can get this silage bunker emptied down at George's. And then that'll get us a fair way there with the money we need, because I think there's about 500,000 litres in that bunker alone. That was the other thing I was going to do. Good. Let's have a look at our bank situation. So you can see where we had 5.8 mil and we've already knocked a couple of $100,000 out. So it's coming down, but there's still a fairly sizable mountain to climb. And I'm keen to start to make our way into a couple of these bigger balances that are charging us some big interest. So let's park this guy at the end here for now. Fold you up. Like the automation on the folding of the header. It's very cute. Leave that there. Might as well send you straight down to the pig food factory. Pig food factory unload. Now let's jump across. How much silage have we actually got stored over here? Silage, only 8 by, oh no, 8, 3, 23, 5,500 litre bales. That's basically a truckload. So let's... This is the field that I wanted to put some more... I'd forgotten we had it. I wanted to put some more cattle in. These ones haven't finished. So these are silage. Although you can't tell what they are while they're on the truck. Which is a little annoying. These ones are fermenting. Where are we there? 41%. These ones might be a bit... 47, not much further. So there's another couple of days before these are ready to go. %, yeah. And they're okay, so however, they're all 5,500 litres. So I reckon we can fill the truck up with 5,500 litre bales out of the shed. And that way we can send this truck up over to sell. As long as we don't drive too close, and might go out this way actually. So I don't accidentally pick up a bale that I can't. Although it shouldn't pick up, it shouldn't mix unfermented and fermented on the same load, now that I think about it. Trucks everywhere. That's because the harvester's parked in front of the shed, isn't it? Let's see here. Get around there. Not quite, he says. You need fuel, which is why you're here in the first place. Let's try not to scrape the paint off the side of the trailer on the shed. We can straighten you back into there. Can sit in there for the minute. We'll worry about him after. Over and stand on my pink mark. Now we want 5,500 litre bales. 3 of them is probably too many, but let's have a look. Load him up. Ah. Try not to jackknife the trailer, shall we, champ? It's sensitive, the old loading spot on this. I want 3 more, that's all. 3 would be good. Oh, 1 more. That's it. Lock you on. Transporting position. Right. Now let's see, where are we going to go? Silage price has hardly shifted. I'm not confident. I reckon we're better off sending a truckload of loose to the BGA, and we'll send these to Fishers. On this occasion. Where is Fishers bale sale? I'm not. G'day Joey, how are you, sir? Animal dealer buy sell will do for now. Right, now let's just drive in here and see how much damage this does to our bank account. It's funny, after all of the 5-figure ones, the 4-figure ones don't look so bad. There we go. And we'll send you back down the bottom. Fill up. Ugh, night shift. Whoops. Gosh, I'm just rocking around the same track here. Graveyard shifts. Luckily, only did those a couple of times by choice through my working career. Never something I particularly enjoyed. A bit too fond of sleep. Let's head back down. Well, I hope you're able to get some sleep today, Joey. Gosh, we've got a few in tonight. It's great to see you all here. If anybody's new to our Vintage Oak streams, just sing out and let us know if you've got any questions. Happy to try and answer them or show you what we're up to. The Putney family's loosely operating 3 businesses that they've rolled into one here. That's one of our tractors there, just doing a cultivating contract just over the berm. You can just see the smokestack. You're not familiar with the story, we first met Ma and George and Ma Putney on the original Oaks series, decade or more ago now. Ma's a Beatles tragic, and so her 5 kids, John, Paul, George and Ringo and Penny, so we followed their story a bit. Of course, their kids are well and truly grown up now, and hence the continuing saga on vintage Oaks. I think some people are wired up and it works for them, and others not so much. Yeah, keen on Friday's Manitou. What specifically about it do you like, Joey? Ah, right. So it's close to home for you. Do you actually drive a Manitou? Oops. Let's try straightening out. I've never had the pleasure of driving a forklift. I think we'll send you back up and we'll just risk it that the BGA can take it. Let's put a tag here for Clamp South will do perfectly. Ah, I did not know that. Nope, I've turned on FPS, which is not as friendly as I would have liked. Oh well, all my I remember you telling us about your work as a roadie. I'm just trying to think, Joey, you had just done a concert the last time I specifically remember you talking to us, but I can't remember exactly when that was. It probably doesn't narrow it down for you. Yeah, so pretty much all the equipment on here will have been bought directly at the shop when I set up the farm, so I won't have, so it'll be the worst possible case Ah, was a comedian. Okay, cool. Well, you remember, that's the main thing. Now we're going to go back up to the BGA, aren't we? BGA bail drop. Good, good. Okay, that's where you need to be ready for our corn, which does look a little bit funny with a right patch in the center and the outside not quite there. You'll notice I got the grass in, so we've got our grass cover crop on. That was the other thing I wanted to do today. That's a good reminder. Let's go do that while I remember. That won't be big enough. I will sell you while you're here. I am leaving that animal loader there. Yeah. I've never seen Paula Abdul in concert. Where's that? Ah, you've probably got to do it. There we go. Why did you not sell? There we go. Come on, sell them all. That was a bit too far back. Beautiful. Sales are a wonderful thing. So you can go back to Ringo's because we don't have any more to sell for the minute. Beep, 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 beep. Can you do that from there, or are you just gonna sit with your finger in your ear? Okay. Didn't think it was that hard a question, but I couldn't tell you anything about her music. I'm going to leave you sitting and thinking about that for a bit. Let's see. You've gone and got yourself a bit excited there. I don't know why. How bizarre. The only reason her name sticks in my memory is because many years ago I was invited to I was traveling and visiting a friend of mine in California, and went along to a party with him in LA. It wasn't a particularly big party, but obviously I didn't know anyone there. Anyway, it was, 20 or 30 folks, I guess. And there's a bit of a, obviously people from different social groups, and not everyone knew each other. So they'd had this idea to have as a bit of an icebreaker. When you arrived, you got given a post-it note which you stuck on your forehead, and it had a celebrity name on it. And the idea was you were supposed to sort of walk around and meet people and ask questions about your celebrity. Here in Oz, we call that celebrity head in terms of a name for it, but it goes by different things around the world. And anyway, as it turns out, I had no idea that she was the name on my post-it note, which was a little embarrassing because I was asking questions and getting information, and people were like, surely you know. And nope, had no idea. So you can go back to John's yard. We'll do fine for you. Now we want this. It doesn't need to be here. In fact, I was going to use you to sort the header trailer out. Ah, so you're rubbing shoulders with the rich and famous. Katy Perry was just here in Melbourne last weekend. Well, the weekend before. Last weekend. Where are we? A week ago. For the AFL Grand Final. Big event, now part of the world. Plus repair. I'm sure it was very exciting. Oh. You to go that way. Come on, straighten up. So much fun, dolly trailers. Oop. The other way. Too much stress. I'll just put you over there. Put those back wheels in a little more. There you go. That's better. Straighten up. Are you poking out too far? Doesn't look like it. That'll do the trick. Yep. Put the shoes on just the same in the morning. I actually want to be down here, don't I? Because the job I wanted to do, there's actually two jobs. I want to spread some slurry on the grass that we planted. So we want to... where was the fill point for that slurry tank? It was over the other side, wasn't it? Pretty sure. Oh, there might be a little bit in that one now. Oh no, they're all in the tanks, aren't they? I forgot. I forgot. All the tank points are separate. It's the manure I've managed to consolidate. This will do the trick. There's a lazy 20,000 litres to get us started. Looks like the manure's coming along quite nicely. It takes me out to the road, doesn't it? Yeah. You can do some amazing things with a couple of layers of grease paint and makeup. Might be easier to start at this end, I think. Oh. Or not. Because he's gonna want to turn in here, so we'll go the other way. See, there is traffic on the map, especially when it's ours. Should have checked with him on the radio first. Yes, timing was impeccable as usual. Now, let's unfold you. There we go. Let's try not. Working all right. Why have you turned off completely? You're not empty. That's better. Don't know why you did that. Must have hit the wrong button. Must have hit the wrong button. This will be easier to see where I'm up to if we do that, won't it? And we needed to do the same over at Penny's, but as I learnt last time, this boom is just too big for Penny's farm. Then we need to buy her a boom for her tanker, because the one she's got is a cultivator, as we learned, and it tears up the grass. But that's 60 grand that I don't want to spend until after we've bought this cornfield, so oops, I fold you up. We're going to do a lot more of this. We really need to get a big tank up here by the fields. Don't reckon I've seen a single person use pumps and hoses in the last year. Not to say you'll see me use it, I didn't buy it, but after all of the fanfare at the time, didn't really. I'll be quite intrigued to see if any of it is included with, or any aspect of it is included with the game. Is that the one I want? Yes. I didn't mind some of the concepts that were in it. It was just a little unstable when it, well, unstable's the wrong word. It just didn't work properly. There was some really great potential features. Oh, there wasn't much in that one. A little more in there. Need to get that one around there, I reckon. Happy with how that little shed came up for our straw bales. That's a good one. There we go. So it's just the tanks on this side empty now, I think. We're up to 150 grand. Thing is, we got to keep an eye on that field and see if it gets harvested. $52. Oh, it might have been harvested already. No, 57. It hasn't been. Good. Although I was looking at the wrongs. Oh no, ready to harvest. So 57 is still showing. Shouldn't have stopped right there on the hill. I don't think we'll run into one of our vehicles this time. Let's see here. There we go. Get a bit too carried away, hit the button too many times. It's interesting. Why are you still putting more on? Can't decide what it's doing. In theory, I've just used half a tanker redoing what I'd already done. Just on the edge, you reckon? It could be right. Probably are right. But it just seems to be, it seemed to be utilizing the slurry at the same rate as when it's full width like this. Should wait till it folds before I head down the road, shouldn't I? That could have ended with tragedy. Where do we go? Need to check. Some of those probably need some more. There was plenty of slurry in that one. Am I going to get up there? That's a bit narrow. Yeah, we could do it that way. I was wondering if I could have a look at that XML and actually get these to fill the single reservoir. The reservoirs are just for decoration there at the minute, but if I could change the way it collected to all collect in a single slurry point in the same way that the manure does, and then I got one unload there and one load point up the top, one big tank, so then I could have just a tanker shuttling backwards and forwards to fill up a tank near the field. It's down the track, it's not a priority. I was just conscious that we had some of these were getting pretty full. He's empty now. He's about half. So this way we just created a bit more space and used a piece of equipment that we've got there that doesn't get dragged out all that often. The other mod that came out that I don't think I spoke about that I wanted to try is, where is he? I think it's a production. This guy. I thought that was right up Ringo's street. So it's you can make your own, what's a post-mix liquid fertilizer. We won't use it for herbicide, but I think we can use it for fertilizer. So you buy fertilizer in concentrate and then you add water pretty much. Like so. So we'll put that in due course. I needed to mess with the mod a little bit because it was a bit, it's sort of one of those things where it's 90% done, but there's a few little things like that. Those drums of concentrate are actually tiny. They're sort of 5-litre containers, but they purport to hold 80 or 160 litres or something. So I had to go in and edit them, and I also changed the formulas that it uses in the factory so it wasn't a complete steal. There we go. Now let's try and stay to the edge of that, shall we? Well, that's been good. We've got through a few chores today. We've got a little bit of silage sold. By the time we get back later in the week, the rest of it should, all the bales should be ready for sale. And with any luck, possibly our corn might be ready, or the other sunflower field. So we'll see how we go. Figure out if we're lucky enough to snag that field that we want to buy. Oops. Turn. But for now, that's probably where we're going to leave it. It's a good time for Mark to go and get lunch, given that we're an hour different to usual. That's empty. Our tank's empty, so we might head back and fill up again. Hope everyone has a great week. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back same time Thursday night, including Tasmania, if Jack Starge is still with us. But thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye for now.